Yo, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing all right. I know that a lot of you guys do not have this notification yet. I know you don't. I know you don't. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some time to the ones that might be watching this at a later time. I'm going to take some time just to simply, for one, make sure that everybody else is going to be able to tune in. So I'm going to give this some time for everybody to get the notification, which most likely a lot of people are not. And then we're going to address the situation at hand. So while that is all going on, I'm just want to make sure I get all these things up here so people can know what they need to do. Like if you don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell notification. That way you would be notified when I do go live in theory. Okay. Also, don't forget to click the like button, the thumbs up button if you enjoy these videos that I push out and all that good stuff. All right. And as I pinned in the comment section here, my message I have up here that I just pinned is letting you guys know that if you do plan to do it, which I do appreciate you guys doing it, but if you do plan on doing anything like a super chat or anything of the sort, make sure I would rather have you send Cash App versus sending it to YouTube because YouTube lied and YouTube still gets that money. So when you do a super chat towards me, I really appreciate it, but I don't get all of that. YouTube gets some of that. I don't want them to have any of it. Tyrants. They are tyrants. Again, I'm gonna do a little roll call here. Got my guy Deadwood, been my guy since day one. Got my moderator in chief in command, Non. Got Marshall Nall in the house. Got Sid Bro up in the house. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well there, man. Got Marina from South Central LA. Today was a good day. Paul Gaines in the house. Got Annie Marie in the house. Got Brabo in the house from Alaska. Nice. There, we appreciate you telling people to hit that like button. Appreciate that, sir. Got Mama Catterall, a very familiar name right here. And we have David Ray. Why'd you change your MRM ministry channel to Man Husband Father? Oh, yeah. I want to do that because I'm going to be revolutionizing that channel. Yeah, I'm naming it. It's called Man, Husband, Father because that's what the focus of it is going to be pretty much. It's about being a man, a husband, and a father. As I transition over to that direction a little bit more, you will see. Appreciate it again, Non, for telling people to hit that like button. We got also all the Twitter file stuff is all a limited hangout. And we have Greg Oil says YouTube is getting better at notifying us. They might just be scared of Musk. I hope they are. Got Sal that said, hi, modern man. Appreciate that. I know what you meant, David Ray. I was giving you a hard time. Have you ever thought about going on Jesse Lee Peterson? Yes, I actually got contacted by Jesse Lee Peterson, them publicist person, whatever like that. And is more or less, if anything, is more like it's a waiting game. So that's what I know about that so far. They contacted me through Instagram, whatever like that. So, but I think to be quite honest with you, I think that when it comes to Jesse Lee Peterson, they probably want somebody on there who Jesse Lee Peterson can really kind of get at and grill. But I think me and Jesse Lee Peterson would agree on too much stuff for there to be like a really good show for him. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. Appreciate you, Red. Got Red in the house. My other moderator that's here in the house. Appreciate you being here, sis. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, let's get ready to get into this topic right here, folks. All right. So y'all see the topic. Twitter files part 5 reveals that staffers who didn't believe Trump violated incitement policy. There were staffers that didn't believe that Donald Trump violated any incitement policy, which we all know that he did. Okay. The 5th installment of Elon Musk's Twitter files Monday revealed that the staffers believed that the tweets written by former Donald J. Trump around the events of January 6th had not actually violated its policies, despite the company saying so at the time. Quote, for years, Twitter has been resisted calls, both internal and external, to ban Trump on the grounds of blocking a world leader from the platform or removing their controversial tweets would hide important information that people should be able to see and debate. Is what Barry Weiss of the Free Press wrote towards the beginning of her thread on Monday. But after January 6th, have documented pressure grew both inside and outside of Twitter to ban Donald J. Trump. We cited dissenters within the Twitter that did not want to ban Trump, including one who wrote, "Maybe because I am from China, I deeply understand how censorship can destroy public conversation." So they had somebody that was on the staff that is from China that understand communism. They understand communism. That person from China said, "I deeply understand how censorship can destroy the public conversation." These are all on there, guys. Now, said, but voices like that one appear to have been a distinct minority within the company across Slack's channels. Many Twitter employees were upset that Trump hadn't been banned earlier. After January 6th, Twitter employees organized to demand their employer ban Trump. There is a lot of people advocacy happening, said one Twitter employee. Now, one person wrote right here, "I respect that, but realistically, we impose far stricter rules on effectively everyone else on the platform." I understand this fear, but I also think it's important to understand that censorship by a government is very different than censorship of the government. The First Amendment in the US and similar legislation, other countries with similar concepts exist specifically to prevent government from silencing people. You get to see these people in Twitter talk about this stuff. Somebody said we started restricting his tweets when they became a threat to democracy and seemed like that was our red line. Yesterday, he clearly attempted to overthrow our democratic system of government and showed no signs of remorse. If this is not a clear reason to suspend him again as the unhinged ruler attempting to subvert the most powerful democracy in the world, I'm not sure what would be. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you have to remember what Donald Trump said. Do y'all remember what Donald Trump said? Donald Trump told people to go out there and peacefully protest. He told them definitely no, I'm paraphrasing right now, to back up the blue. You know, our police officers, them are doing a great job. Make sure we have their back, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know how they took those words and said he incited violence, where we have somebody like Lori Lightfoot of Chicago who told people that it's time to bear arms. Y'all remember that? Lori Lightfoot told people that it was time to bear arms. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to hit that like button if you are enjoying the information that I put out. And this, it really does help get my channel out there. You are you guys will be the reason why this information gets put out there. Okay. Now, what I'm getting ready to do with you guys, I'm getting ready to share the screen with you guys so you guys can go on this journey with me. That way you don't have to look at my ugly face. All right. So let's get ready to share the screen here. And I'm going to take you guys down the journey with me. Okay. All right. So get ready to peep game, folks. There it is right there. Look at this. This is the elephant in the room. So they're covering up the names right here in red. And you can see right here by Barry Wheat says, after January 6th, Twitter employees organized to demand their employer ban Trump. There is a lot of employee advocacy happening, said one Twitter employee. Now look at all these different things they're writing. Somebody said if Alex Jones was shut down for get your battle rifles, then Donald Trump pretty much said he's far exceeded that standard. Somebody said, I think a lot of employees must share these concerns. Is there any sort of channel or group where we can organize more action? Somebody wrote here, there was a lot of employee advocacy happening both here and in whatever this is. Somebody said, I understand he was our president and that we may have been the reason why we were hesitant to do it, but I think come January the 20th, there's absolutely no excuse why his account shouldn't be suspended for good. I have friends with, I don't know what this whole 1,000 followers stuff is right here, but let's just see what this thread is. I'll take y'all there. There it is. Somebody said, we have to do the right thing and ban his account. Somebody said it's pretty obvious he's going to try to thread the needle of incitement without violating the rules. The last sentence, we have to do the right thing here and ban his account. Somebody said we have to do the right thing and ban his account. We don't have a good track record of acting on his account except in the clearest and most explicit of cases. And even then, somebody wrote, in my opinion, extraordinary circumstances demand extraordinary leadership. It took 3 years, but I've lost faith. Somebody put in here, Donald Trump, Republican, whatever they wrote. I don't know what those numbers is right there. Second, this is pretty obvious. He's going to try to thread the needle of incitement while not violating the rules. Now, let me go back to this thread. This right here says somebody named Anika Novelli, a Twitter policy official, similarly wrote, I am not seeing clear and coded incitement in Donald J. Trump tweet. I'll respond to the elections channel and say that our team has assessed and found no violations for Donald J. Trump. Again, Anika Neveroli, a Twitter policy official, wrote, I am not seeing clear or coded incitement in Donald J. Trump's tweet. I'll respond to the elections channel and say that our team has assessed and found no violations. Neveroli later added, As an FYI, safety has assessed the Donald J. Trump tweet above and determined that there is no violation of our policies at this time. So you guys just saw that with me, and I read that to you. But here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We all knew that. We all knew that. It did not take. It did not take for. It did not take for somebody like this Neveroli lady who was the official, whatever she was in her field. It did not take for her to let us know that anybody that had a brain, which I'm getting ready to show you guys, because Donald Trump has not come back on Twitter. I'm gonna share this screen with you guys again. Donald Trump has not come back on Twitter. Okay. But I'm on Twitter. And if I go in here and let me see. Yeah, let's see if I go here and I try to look at the people that I follow. I'm trying to figure out how to do. Okay, I'm following. Okay. If I go to Donald J. Trump's channel, I think he still has it up here. Donald J. Trump. Here we go. Here's Donald Trump. Here's Donald Trump's tweet. Donald Trump tweet says right here, to all of those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. He wrote that on January 8th. Now, what we need to do is go down to what Donald Trump said. Let's see if they still have it up here, because I think that they still had it up here from what he said on the January 6th. Okay. January 6th, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump said, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violence, exclamation mark. He said, remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. Donald Trump tweeted that on January 6th at 2:13. Okay. Y'all all just saw that. Now, also, Donald Trump tweeted right here. He said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful is what Donald Trump said. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of you guys that are listening to me right now, are you going to tell me that with those words that you just got done hearing Donald Trump say on January 6th, that somehow incited violence? And how in the world can anybody, I don't care if you're on the left or the right, let's just be honest, man. Come on. If there's anybody here that's on the Democratic side, I'm serious. I'm gonna just ask you this in a rhetorical way, because I don't want nobody to say, oh, you guys are Democrats. I don't want that, because some of y'all still don't know how to handle that. Not everybody is just like y'all. And I'm talking about people that's on the red side. Some of y'all come at some of y'all on here are really rude to people that follow my channel, that are subscribers to my channel, that are Democrats. There's no need for any of that. Okay. You do what you feel is best for your family. They're doing what they feel is best for their family. You voting based off of your own morals and your standards. They're voting based off of their own morals and standards. But when you actually end up getting to a point where you can start calling these people names, that says more about you than it does them. Now, I get y'all calling people libtards and all that. I get that small little tutu play around slander. But when you actually get to the point to where you actually are insulting people, that says more about you than it does them, because they choose to do things. That's the reason why we have two parties. Not all of us think alike. Not all of us are alike, period. So anyway, I'm just throwing a disclaimer out there, okay? So now, with that being said, there is no reason why we all cannot come to the agreement that with those last tweets that Donald Trump tweeted out right there, that in no way, shape, form, or fashion incited any kind of violence. But what happened is this. A lot of people who don't take the time to go and research, to go and find, matter of fact, they tried to hide that. They hid that tweet right there. When they got rid of Donald Trump, the rest of the world was not able. Oh, somebody said, what? Show the proof again? Okay, I'll show you the proof again. I'll share the screen with you again, and I'll show you the proof that with these words on Donald Trump's tweet, he did not incite any violence. Look right there. Please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. He tweeted that on January 6th at 1:38. And after that tweet, Donald Trump went on at 2 and said, I'm asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. He said, no violence, exclamation mark. He said, remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. There you have it. Okay. You just saw that. So what you seeing that right there, how can you turn around and say Donald Trump incited violence? Anyway, let me get back to the things that came out with this tweet thing. And so with that being said, after Donald Trump tweeted that, I guess I don't know we know who they got calls from. It's obvious and it's out there, guys. What they say, the cat is out of the bag. It's out of the bag. Michelle Obama had heavy influence on Twitter to ban Donald Trump. I don't know if y'all knew that. So that means that for them to be under this so-called protection that they're under as being a private sector or whatever they want to call themselves, I forget what you do. I don't know all the wording behind it, but you are not supposed to have any type of government influences on these platforms. If you do that, that means they can be regulated in a different type of way. Okay. And I hope they find this out about YouTube as well. So anyway, when Donald Trump wrote that, this lady, Ms. Neveroli, said, I'm not seeing any clear-coded incitement in Donald Trump's tweet. I'll respond in the elections channel and say that our team has assessed and found no violations. She later added, FYI, safety has assessed the DJT tweet above and determined that there is no violation of our policies. Regarding Trump's last tweet announcing he was not attending President Biden's inauguration, Twitter's safety team concluded that it's a clear no violation. It's just say he's not attending the inauguration. Now, it says, to provide context about the historic nature of Trump's ban from Twitter, Weiss revisited tweets from controversial world leaders that were allowed to remain on the platform. Y'all know about that. There were some people that were like Taliban and still ISIS or whatever you want to call them. They still had Twitter accounts and were tweeting, while the president of the United States that kept us safe from those individuals wasn't allowed to tweet. Anyway, now this says Twitter deleted a 2020 tweet by Malaysian Prime Minister Mohammed, who said it was, in quote, a right for Muslims to kill millions of French people, saying the tweet glorifies violence. But the leader remained on the platform. So this leader from another country said that it was a right for Muslims to kill the French. And that person remained on the platform. Donald Trump said, go down there and peacefully protest and said no violence. Donald Trump gets kicked off. Says Twitter gave similar treatment to Nigeria President Muhammadu. He said this. He said less than 90 minutes after the Twitter employees had determined that Trump's tweets were no violation of Twitter policy, Vijaya God, Twitter's head in legal policy and trust, asked whether it could be coded incitement to further violence. Weiss reported a few minutes later, Twitter employees on the scaled enforcement team suggested that Trump's tweet may have violated Twitter's glorification of violence policy. If interpreted, the phrase American patriots refers to them being rioters. Ladies and gentlemen, what Twitter did right here is exactly what they are doing to our current world today. They are saying that by Donald Trump saying patriots, oh, that's a code word for Donald Trump calling those people rioters. Come on, man, y'all. Come on now. Yeah, you heard that right. It says right here, Trump's tweet may have violated Twitter's glorification of violence policy if you interpreted the phrase American patriots to refer to them as rioters. Things escalated from there, Weiss continued. Members of that team came to view him as the leader of a terrorist group responsible for violence, deaths comparable to the Christchurch shooter or Hitler on the basis and on the totality of his tweets. He should be deplatformed, they said. Vijaya Gade, I guess, said, thanks. The biggest question is whether a tweet like this one this morning from Trump, which isn't a rule violation on its face, is being used as coded incitement to further violence. If you have any context or insight, we should consider him. We should consider. I'm all ears. Okay. Now they said right here, Vijay Gate again said American patriots in quotes, and they will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in a way, shape, or form. This is an interesting question. I'm going to speak with my team ASAP to see if we can run a quick survey to get reactions to the language contained in the tweet. Get back to you soon. A few minutes later, Twitter employees on the scaled enforcement team suggested that Trump's tweet may have violated Twitter's glorification violence policy if you looked at the word American patriots as being rioters. 1 hour later, Twitter announces Trump permanent suspension due to the risk of further incitement of violence. Many at Twitter were ecstatic. Some of their tweets wrote, some of the people that on Twitter, they said, I'll show y'all. I'll show you guys. Some of the people on Twitter. This is what they wrote. When Donald Trump account got suspended, they wrote here, look at this. DJT is suspended. Somebody wrote, oh my God. Another person wrote exclamation mark. Somebody put, ah. Okay. Well, this feels like a piece of history, somebody wrote. Saw the message. Thank you to everyone for your impactful work this week, for the discussion, and for the drafting all these complex assessments. I am very proud to work and learn from you every day. Wishing you all a good weekend. They're celebrating Donald Trump getting banned. That's what's going on there. They celebrated the man getting banned when his words absolutely 100% had nothing to do with it. Unifier, shout out to you, sir. Says, I've been out of the loop for a while. Is the January 6th committee still doing their thing? Hopefully these Twitter releases can and will be admitted into evidence in Trump's favor. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know if the January 6th thing is still going on. I think like after this, though, they probably, well, we knew he was going to be found not guilty anyway, but this definitely is going to be, well, yeah. Watch Eastern Sky says, I'm sorry, but if you look at the whole speech of President Trump, he called for peaceful demonstration. However, MSM picks parts and pieces together what they want you to hear. Oh, I know. Absolutely 100%. Okay. This right here says the Trump ban appeared immediately inspire a crackdown on, check this out, y'all. The Trump ban appeared to immediately inspire a crackdown on medical misinformation, reporting the next day a renewed push by the tech giant, according to internal communications. She quoted one staffer who said, for the longest time, Twitter's stance was that we aren't the arbiter of truth, which I respected, but never gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. But Twitter's COO, who later succeeded Dorsey as CEO, told head of security, I think a few of us should brainstorm the ripple effects of Trump's ban. Centralized content moderation, in my opinion, has reached a breaking point. Now, look, right here, Reese reported that the second installment of the Twitter Files Thursday, which revealed the company's blacklisting or shadow banning certain tweets and users. Part 3 and 4 were dedicated to outlining what led to Trump being removed from Twitter on January 8th. And Friday's Twitter Files Part 3, which covers the dates of October 20th through January 6th of 2021, Tabby went on over the erosion of standards within the company in months before January 6th, decisions by high-ranking executives to violate their own policies by more and more against the backdrop of ongoing documented interactions with federal agencies. Whatever your opinion on the decision to remove Trump that day, the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th and January 8th have clear historical import. Even Twitter employees understood in that moment it was a landmark moment in the speech. Whatever your opinion on the decision to remove Trump that day, of the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th and the 8th have clear historical import. Is this the first sitting head of state to ever be suspended? Somebody wrote. Now check this out. On the 7th, senior Twitter executives create justification to ban Trump. Seek a change of policy for Trump alone, distinct from other political leaders. Express no concern for the free speech or democracy implications of his ban. This followed several public calls from prominent figures such as First Lady Michelle Obama to ban Trump on the January 7th of 2021. Earlier on Sunday, Musk implied that future installment of Twitter Files would involve efforts to those who criticize COVID-19 policies. One Twitter user asked, and y'all know this because I covered this, when will we get the Twitter Files on COVID? The info on the suspension of many doctors and scientists who was involved. Suppression of what has turned out to be factual information. Musk wrote, oh, it's coming. At that time, Twitter safety alleged that the articles were in violation of its hacked materials policy. Twitter's then CEO, Jack Dorsey, admitted his company actions were a mistake. Some critics believe the suppression of Hunter Biden's scandal by big tech and the media at large was enough to sway the election in favor for his father. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that like button right now so that this video can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm. Appreciate if you guys did that. Check Cash says, we should all take a moment to thank and appreciate this young man, Ty Smith. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Unifier said they froze my entire YouTube app after the comment. I couldn't even open it. Wow. Wow. Google came out and did the wires in my whole area after I got a response from my person in particular. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to tell you all this though. After all this information that I just read off to you guys, we all knew this. We all knew this. Y'all, you know, we all knew something was wrong. You know what I mean? Even a lot of people that are Democrats, they knew something was wrong. When you get to a point to where you actually start banning a person and you actually end up, you can literally, God, man, you can literally look at a freaking dog and they can somehow push it around mainstream media and convince you that it is a wildebeest. When we get to a point in our minds where they can do that to you, the people of America, that is really scary. And that says a lot about you and your mindset. You were able to look at what he tweeted. You saw what Donald Trump tweeted, and yet mainstream media convinced you that when he said what he said, there was some type of crazy conspiratorial QAnon way of him telling all the Proud Boys and all the MAGA people and all the QAnon folks to go there and storm the Capitol. And that was his way of inciting violence. That was an insurgent. You, the people of America, were able to believe that that was the best insurgent that America could do, despite of all the violence that goes on in America, despite of all the gun owners in America, despite of all of us being proud of our Second Amendment. You really believe that what you saw on January the 6th was an insurgent. It was an insurgency, right? They say it's an insurgency. That's what everybody's calling it, an insurgency. All I'm saying to you, if you went and saw some people in an MMA fight, but at the MMA fight, all they were doing was waving fans at each other. I'm talking about like a legit fan. They fan each other. They're not even touching each other. They just fan each other. And somebody told you that was an MMA fight. It was bloody. Woo! It was brutal. And all they was doing in the MMA fight was waving fans at each other. Okay, let's see which one of them arms. Let's see which one of those guys' arms is going to tire out. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not waving a fan right now. I am punching you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not waving this fan at y'all right now. I am being violent at the camera. Can't y'all see the camera shaking and wiggling? I'm waving this fan, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look what I'm doing to myself, folks. I am beating myself to death right now. Look at this. I am beating myself. Woo! Look at these smacks I'm taking, ladies and gentlemen. Look at me smacking myself in the face. Look at this violence I am bestowing upon myself. Look how I am storming. Sir, did I ask you to come? You got something to say? Okay. Balin got something to say. So you came up here. What you got to say on this whole thing? What? For real? Right? And what else? And what else? Do the back. What? What else you got to say? That's what I was telling the people. Do you think that was violent? You think it was a lie? What? He really has something to say. What else? And what else? You done? So, hey, babe, look, sir, hold on. So did they do Donald Trump wrong? They did him wrong? They did him wrong? I know. They did. Now go tell him. Okay, thank you. I guess he has something to say. Anyway, like I was saying before, he wanted to put his 2 cents in there. You see how he feel about the whole situation. So, with that being said, is that what I was just showing you guys is that we, not me, but as a whole nation, I just couldn't believe when I literally had people on the job around in different social areas that sat there and really pushed it out there that Donald Trump was inciting violence. And that's the reason why we had that insurgency on January the 6th. I cannot believe that we have people that are still locked up right now for so-called the insurgency of the Capitol. I'm serious. I just cannot believe that, people. I just gave y'all the info. I just showed y'all the tweets and all that from Twitter that was going on. We see it all turn out to be a lie. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still going to conclude nothing is gonna happen, y'all. I'm telling you. To me, and the ones that lived up and kind of grew up like I did, or grew up in the hood, y'all, I did not think that I'm just being honest, I did not think that the skills and the mindset and the encounters that I faced in the hood would also be in the corporate world. Ty, what are you talking about? You will literally be considered like the scum of the earth, the sissies. You're not even a real dude. You're not even a real man. If the other people from a different hood comes over and put this stuff in your face and punk you. What I mean by punk, they bully you. They do stuff in your face and then they flat out show it to the whole world to show you you're not going to do nothing. What am I saying? Man, America. They are letting us tell the rest of Americans who is doing this. We all know who is doing this. We all know who's all behind it. We all know it. And they're sitting there saying, you guys, yes, y'all know, you Americans. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The higher uppers are sitting there saying, you Americans, yes, we pinned y'all down for 2 years. You Americans, yes, we made up a fake thing that the Capitol got stormed. You Americans, yes, we are putting people in prison that did nothing violence and giving them sentence. They didn't do nothing near than what's going on in our world today. There are people that are being shot, robbed, raped, all kinds of things. And them people are getting right back out on bail. But these people that just peacefully walked into a dang on Capitol building, they didn't burn nothing. They didn't kill nobody. They didn't beat up anybody. They didn't scratch the wall. They didn't even throw no trash anywhere. But those are the most violent people that came into the Capitol. Oh, those people in the Capitol. Oh my God, they ripped the flags off the wall. They scratched the paintings. They took the American flag and threw it like a freaking javelin, and it went through the wall. That Capitol was spotless. But those are the most violent people in the world. They got y'all to actually look at that and believe those were our best, most violent MAGA crowd in the whole wide world. Oh, the Proud Boys. And with them putting these lies in our face, they're still sitting there calling out you Americans because they know you are not going to do nothing but just talk about it and tell your friends about it and blah, blah, blah. Look what they done to us. Oh, look what they done to us. What the freaking heck is the Constitution there for, ladies and gentlemen? I really think a lot of times, because I told you, I just got into politics about a good year and a half ago, right? Maybe 2 years now. And when I read that Constitution, I'm sitting here like, okay, they wrote that Constitution should our government try to do certain things to the American people that they're not supposed to do. But to me, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better wake up. Because let me tell you what this is. This is what happens. I'm giving y'all a hood version. Okay. My family, if we have a certain territory that we own, if somebody come onto our territory and they kind of trying to do some business on our territory, hold on, wait a minute, what you doing? Okay, that was a little bit of a mistake. If they come and do it again, we took care of business. That ain't no mistake no more. Somebody about to get hurt. You know the rules when it comes down to it. When it comes down to it, we all have this truce that neither one of us are going to do any type of business on nobody else's territory. We have a truce that if you have a girlfriend or your lady, you know what I'm saying? If you have your main lady of a kingpin or something like that, or main lady of some scouts, nobody from anybody's family or gang is going to mess with each other's girlfriends and nothing like that. That is a truce. That is a dang on treaty amongst family and gangs. If they catch you out with their girl, hey, bro, you know what the business is. You know you're not supposed to be messing with my girl. That's your one mistake you're going to get. To me, the reason why I'm telling you all that is this. Whenever something like that happened and they ignored it and they still try to come into the territory and do business on the territory, that's how the wars broke out. There ain't no more talking. What I'm saying that to you guys for is this. We have a constitution that tells us if our government overstep their boundaries and try to do X, Y, and Z, then we, the people, have a duty to ourselves and to our country to do X, Y, and Z. The country is supposed to be ours from what I'm reading. Now, am I reading this wrong? Am I comprehending this wrong? The country is supposed to be ours. It belongs to who? We, the people. We put our government people in place so they can work for us, but somehow they deceived y'all into thinking that no, you Americans, y'all work for us and y'all do what we say. No, Ty, we're going to stand up. You're going to stand up and do nothing. You are. I'm talking about Republicans too. Y'all, y'all not going to do nothing. This stuff coming out that Elon Musk is doing, I know, look, I'm not taking, listen, I am not taking away from what Elon Musk is doing. But folks, are you really surprised by what is discovered? I'm being honest. Any of you guys in here with what I just read off to y'all, are you really surprised about the information that Elon Musk is disclosing? I'm serious. It's like a whoa. Or are you kind of sitting there like, I always knew it, but if you always knew it, so then what does this do for us? Y'all know what I'm trying to say? Elon Musk revealing this, what does it do for us? It shows the American people the truth, but we always knew it though. I mean, I'm just saying, we knew it already. So I guess, am I being a little too, come on, Ty, man, you come at least let us have a little bit of glory and find out the truth. But my thing is, what good does it do for all of us to get the truth about what we already knew the government was doing? What are we going to do about it? Are we going to, I mean, look, I'm just telling y'all, the other side know how to do it. They knew how to organize. They had U-Haul trucks. They had people dressed up, Antifa, whatever y'all want to call. They all dressed up. They're organized. They're showing up in the droves and peacefully protesting. They showed up in the droves. But what do? Now that this stuff has come out, we know what happened. Okay, like Michelle Obama. What's going to happen? Who going to confront Michelle Obama? Is any of the Republican parties going to call out Michelle Obama for doing this? Oh, well, Ty, in the times right now, white people can't say nothing to a black woman because then, they're going to play Michelle Obama, going to pull the victim card. BS. If they don't want to do it, how about Republicans? Anybody that's listening to the video, if y'all can get this video to anybody that's of great influence, tell them I'll go on there and I'll call out Michelle Obama for doing it. I don't care that she's black. I don't care. Neither should you. But a lot of these people out here right now, because of the current atmosphere of America right now, scared to pull this stuff out because you think that you say something about Michelle Obama, racist, Michelle Obama might try to pull a race card. They've been pulling the race card since Obama been in there anyway. They're going to pull it anyway, so just say it to her anyway. Michelle Obama did exactly what they knew to do. She got in there and she influenced Twitter to shut Donald Trump up. That's what they did. Appreciate the super chat there, Miss Tina, but I would rather have you send it to Cash App if you know how to do that, because YouTube is taking a portion of that money right there. So that's what I'm saying. What's going to happen, y'all? The American people are going to wake up and then what? Ooh, I know. I'm pissing some people off. I know. They don't like when I do this right here. Ooh, are we going to protest? I mean, y'all gonna hear about it on Fox News with Tucker bringing out some things. And when Elon Musk released the new COVID stuff information, we find out I don't know what it is that we're gonna find out. I don't know. I'm not about to have I'm not about to get misinformation, medical misinformation or anything like that from YouTube, because I don't know what Elon Musk is getting ready to release. I don't know, but I did a show yesterday pretty much summing it up. But still, let's just say hypothetically that everything that Elon Musk mentioned, and he said, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, whatever he wrote. If there is very damning evidence of Dr. Fauci, YouTube, disclaimer, YouTube. This is a disclaimer, YouTube. I'm saying this hypothetically as an idea. So don't try to take this like I'm spreading medical misinformation, YouTube. Disclaimer, YouTube. Hypothetically, if we do find out, don't forget to hit that like button right now, ladies and gentlemen. 212 of you guys in here. I really appreciate y'all all being in there. I really, really do take y'all took y'all time out to listen to me rant on this, don't forget to hit that like button right now, my fellow American brothers and sisters, and those from across the pond and any other place as well. I'm getting hot. All right. So, hypothetically, if we find out that Dr. Fauci did everything that Rand Paul was going after him for, he already lied under oath, they say. Ty Smith is not saying this, YouTube. He lied under oath already. He acted like he had no type of idea or anything that was going on in the Wuhan lab, he said. He did no funding or anything of the gain of function, he said. But then the NIH came out and said he did. So all I'm saying is that if we see without a shadow of a doubt that Fauci was everything that a lot of conspiracy theory folks said that he was, what's going to happen to him? He should be prosecuted. He should be investigated. Then what? The damage is done. What y'all want to happen to him? What's going to happen to him? He should go to jail for the rest. He ain't going nowhere. They already are 2 steps ahead of this. That's what gets people. I'm telling y'all. To me, I feel like one side is just too comfortable. You too comfortable. I'm sorry. You too comfortable. What's supposed to happen to Fauci? Well, Ty, wait till after. Oh my God. Somebody wrote me on my channel and was pretty much saying like, pretty much telling me that what I'm saying, I just wait and see. Just wait and see, Ty. Wait and see. Because after the first of the year, they're gonna do absolutely nothing. What's gonna happen is just gonna be some entertainment for a lot of you folks that are on the right side. Let's just be honest. It will be sheer entertainment. What you guys are gonna do, let's just say hypothetically, if they go after Dr. Fauci, what you guys are going to do is get you your beer when you get off of work. You're going to get you some popcorn. You're going to get you a sandwich. You might get you some chicken wings. You might get you some pizza rolls. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to sit down and you're going to watch the investigations into Dr. Fauci. It's going to be the thing. We return to this and breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, where Dr. Fauci is being held before Congress to answer the question. Let's get back to that story. Dr. Fauci, you said that back in 2019 that you had no idea that gain of function was going on, and you said that the reason why this is happening is because that people have been infected by eating raw bats. You said, well, actually, the decision was made for American. Y'all gonna be sitting there eating your popcorn, sitting there being entertained by all this, when all along, I don't know why, because nothing's gonna come of it. It might be a month-long investigation going on with Fauci being interrogated and all this stuff like that, but it's still gonna all come down to absolutely nothing. So why are we going to sit there and get ourselves all worked up for it? I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. And in the end, oh, so they did find Fauci, blah, 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 blah. He did lie about this and lie about that. So Fauci was hit with a $10 million fine, which Fauci already made that much money in surplus over the past 2 years. So what's this going to do to him? And he also is going to no longer be able to give advice and be a analysis or an advisor to the medical community. Ha ha ha. Okay. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. I'm just looking at this whole thing as I'm being realist on it. Don't expect these people to be prosecuted and go to jail. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the ones who set these people up in these positions of power in these places, they played the chessboard perfectly how they wanted to. They knew that everything that's going on right now was going to happen. They're already 2 steps ahead. They already know there's going to be some new event that's going to happen that's going to completely throw everybody off. Something's going to happen to completely deter you from the mindset of keeping focus on everything that happened here. I guarantee you. And we're going to be moving on. So anyway, folks, again, all 200 of you guys that are in here, I really appreciate you guys being in here. Don't forget to hit that like button. And also to the ones that are in here right now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit this bell notification right here. Hold on. Time out. I see somebody familiar in here and I think it might be you. Where'd you go? Boom. Hold on. Let me go back to my comment section and see if this is you. Let me see if this is you. Oh, okay, it is you. Yeah. You want to get the link and come on here? Do you want the link? I'm gonna personally give you the link so you can come on here, because this is what you said. You said this to me, Miss Antoniak 1234. And this is what you said to me. You said, frankly, Ty, you often speak about things you don't understand. While in the short term, these leaks seem inconsequential, in the long run, these leaks delegitimize the state. Max Weber wrote that the defining feature of the state is to monopoly on violence. If a private citizen cuffs you and locks you in a cell, it's kidnapping. If the state does it, it's an arrest. Why? Society consented to the state being the only legitimate user of force. Of course, how the state gets this consent is debated, but what happens when that consent is withdrawn? What is happening? A long, slow delegitimizing of the state. It will eventually cause an explosion. And my response to you, because I don't want people to think that I'm being fake, I said, okay. I said, you start off saying, and I quoted you, frankly, Ty, you often speak of things you don't understand. And I said, but then you don't point out one thing that I spoke about that I didn't understand. I said, yeah, okay. And I said, you have a good one, sis. And now you said nothing would happen because of these leaks. And you said that's what I'm commenting on. What I'm telling you is something is happening, but you don't understand because you are locked in an individualist view of what's happening, is what you said. You also went on to say you see individual actors and think because they are not facing some kind of penalty that nothing happens due to these leaks. Nope, I don't think that. You said what is happening is a long process that has been building since the later 2010s. The only modern example of this is a collapse of USSR. That was a long, slow undercutting of the state. One day, its population stopped believing it's to be legitimate and collapsed. Of course, what is happening in the U.S. is a bit different because there are two competing classes or groups of people deadlocked. In such cases, you end up with Caesar Napoleon. Trump is an example of that kind of thing. He's just not the one who is smart enough or ruthless enough to get the job done. Political commentary on YouTube tends to be rather shallow, but what else can I expect? If you like to have an honest discussion, I'm open to that. It's open, sis. It's open. It's open. Antonia. Antonia C. So here's the thing. You're in here, and I'm not trying to call you out and call. I don't do that. I don't blast nobody to a sense to where I'm trying to, be condescending to you. But what I want to know is, since I'm so shallow or anything on there, how about you come and make me fool? I'll give you the link to come on the panel right now. Here you go. If anybody else click this link, I will not bring you on. This link, click the link there, sis, and I'll wait. All right, folks. So anyway, guys, the ones that are in here right now, don't forget, you can let somebody know about this channel. You can let them know about these different situations and conversations that we have on here. And in doing so, you're going to be bringing people to a place where they know they can definitely get the truth without nobody trying to pander them, without nobody trying to convince them, nobody trying to push them a certain direction or a certain way or anything like that. And y'all all have a cell phone. I say it all the time. You guys all have a cell phone. You can let at least 5 people know about this channel. You know what I mean? Because YouTube is 100% censoring me. All right, here we go. Boom. Miss Antonia, let me do something here real quick. First of all, go ahead and say a few things. I want to make sure everybody can hear you. How do you pronounce your name?
Let me see. I'm not getting sound.
Everybody in the chat, can you guys hear her? Can everybody hear her? Okay, they can hear you.
Hold on. This is ridiculous. My sound isn't working. Let's see.
We hear you. Can you hear me? Do you need to
Hold
unmute
on.
your mic?
I'm going to go out and come back in because it's just not working.
You can hear me though? She dumped me. It's because I'm shallow. She dumped me because I'm shallow. What did I do? I need to be more filled. No, I'm just throwing shots. I'll give you a good chance to try to come back in and I guess get your sound and stuff together. I could have coached you through it, whatever like that. I could have told you what button to push, what button not to push, et cetera, et cetera. That way you could have popped on and got your sound and everything right. So I guess you're gonna try again, and then we're gonna go from there. I think, but we shall see. But before we do that, since look, you guys got excited. I didn't even notice. Let me do something here because it seemed like I'm being alerted that a few more people clicked the link. Let's see. It seemed like some people clicked the link here. I see two. I see somebody named Andrew. I see an Andrew Kaufman in here, and then I see a John Wah. I think I'm saying it right. John Wah. So I'm thinking she couldn't hear me, but I'm gonna send this link again right there and let her click on it. So guys, the two fellows I see in the background, the names, I see the name. It says I have an Andrew Kaufman in the background, and it also says it has a John Wall in the background. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to try to allow her to come back in and say her things and all that stuff like that. And then as we go into it, I'll bring you two up so we can all just have a discussion. We'll do it that way. Antonia, can you hear me now? Can you give me a peace sign? Antonia, can you give me the peace sign? Can you do like this? I don't think she still can hear me. You still can't hear me? Did you just shake your head no when I just asked you a question?
Hold on.
Your hands are shaking. What's going on?
Let me try.
Antonia, bring
try
me
this.
Unmute your mic. If you're on a computer, you can just turn your regular volume up. Yeah. 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 Okay, can you hear me? She still can't hear me. All right, Miss Antonia, while you get your unmute your mic.
I got it now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm not sure why it wasn't working. That's strange.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
All right. So maybe you want to go ahead and kind of clarify your comment for us and me and the listening audience.
Well, when I said shallow, I didn't mean in terms of that you are a shallow person, more that generally speaking, when people discuss politics, it's very surface level. It's usually people arguing about Republicans versus Democrats. And generally speaking, there is a larger set of forces that are pushing this along beyond them that most people aren't really aware of. And that's kind of what I mean when I say shallow. It's not necessarily, that somebody's not thinking well or anything like that. It's more that it's just staying kind of the surface level discussion.
So what about the I lack understanding?
I think it was more simply because the leaks themselves aren't going to lead to someone's arrest doesn't mean they don't necessarily cause something to happen. And what I would say definitely is Musk is now subject to 3 separate federal investigations that have popped up in the last couple months since he bought that platform. So if the leaks don't mean anything, then I can't see the why they would come up and start doing this. And the sheer amount of hysteria that I've been seeing in the media over this stuff is really, it's hard for me to say that there's nothing going on as strange as they're acting. And Fauci really is, he's just an individual actor, and how do I put it? It's like, if it wasn't him, it'd be somebody else. There's the reason Fauci was doing what he was doing was not necessarily because he had some of it is ideological, but most of that was just about power and taking power, taking control, getting benefits, because like I said, he doubled his net worth. Yeah, and that's what this was generally about. And what I see here is more, we have this sort of system of corruption that is kind of replicating itself over and over. The individual actors don't necessarily matter as much as that system matters. So basically, the people within it always tend to become a part of that system of corruption. And so what I think is happening here is we've got somebody who's kind of thrown a wrench in this cycle. And I'm not particularly sure why he decided to do this. It kind of started last year. Do you remember when he got into that snit with the SEC about the Dogecoin thing? That's when I noticed something was going on with him, and he was getting into it with them. I think there's just something deeper going on between these two, and that's why he's doing it. I don't think he's necessarily one of these people who really has some kind of deep conviction. I think he's kind of in a snit with these people and trying to make this stop. So I think that's ultimately what's happening here, but I'm not sure he understands what exactly he's up against.
Okay, so I hear you with that, but I'm still trying to get to the part to where my lack of understanding is.
Well, I think what it was
often
more
speak of things you don't understand, is what you said.
It's more the political thing. It's more, when people talk about politics, they often talk about the individual actor rather than the situation itself. In saying that the leaks don't matter simply because they're not going to get Fauci, it basically
to say
shows
that what don't matter again.
That's when you're saying that the leaks don't matter because it's not going to get Fauci. It's basically it's ignoring the larger context. The leaks do matter. Fauci himself doesn't matter nearly as much as, I might think he's a bad person. He just doesn't matter nearly as much as people seem to think. It's like, if it wasn't him, it'd be somebody else doing it.
So on that note, what I say a lot, and it's on the videos too. That's what I love about the videos, because you can always go back and watch them. I'm always careful to what I say whenever I make like certain statements, and I always tell people, and you can go watch this video back. I literally said after that, I said, I hope I'm wrong. I said, I hope I'm wrong about this. I said, but I guarantee you that these are not going to matter. The reason why they're not going to matter is because nothing's going to be done about it, is what I'm saying. And I said, I hope that I'm wrong. And I also said, I could be wrong. Now, I don't think that's a position to say is because I'm lacking understanding, just because that's my opinion. And from what I've been seeing for these past years, when one particular side does something that we can clearly see is criminal, that side seems to not be criminalized for it. We got people that are peacefully protesting, burning buildings down, all in the name of Black Lives Matter and George Floyd, et cetera, et cetera. And none of those people have legitimately went to jail. They did go and get arrested, but then they got right back out. So what I'm saying that for is that we're going to have this stuff right in front of our face of what Fauci did. We've been seeing it for years. People like myself have been banned from YouTube. I've been banned from YouTube. I've been censored off of Instagram. And a matter of fact, about a month ago, I was banned from all platforms at one day. I told people I got Andrew Tated. Now, if what I was saying was so lacking understanding, why would YouTube and all those platforms all ban me all at the same time if I was saying something that is like, okay? Because if I was just some douche spreading like some crazy conspiracy theories and just this dude is off the rocker, don't worry about him, then why did all three platforms do the same exact thing that they did to Andrew Tate to me?
I'm not particularly sure why you thought I was saying in totality as your whole person. I was talking about that subject right there. I wasn't saying in your entire being that you lack
Oh no, I
understanding
got
in
you.
all things.
No, I got you. What I was saying, I know, and the thing is, I'm responding to that because I'm responding to the video that you made the comment on, and then that video is what I was talking about when it came to Elon Musk spreading the information about the COVID-19 thing, and I brought out my pamphlet, showed everybody
Hmm.
all the facts and everything that we got. So with that, that's why I was like, okay, what in
I
that was
was
I lacking understanding on?
I was talking about that particular section about Musk and these leaks. I wasn't saying you were lacking understanding in all things.
I got you.
In terms of YouTube, I know damn well they're doing the same things that Twitter was doing. I am dead sure of that. Yeah. And well, a lot of that, I don't think a lot of people realize these platforms are crawling with feds. I don't think we could deny that at this point. When you look in those leaks, it dances around the FBI and DHS and the DNI having weekly meetings with Twitter. Remember Zuckerberg came out a couple months ago and he was on the Rogan show and he
He
admitted
said how the
that the
FBI
FBI had
came
met
and
with him about
influenced
that.
him, right?
So I mean, I know damn well that's what they're doing, and some of that is people always say, well, it's a private company. Like, well, if the FBI is showing up at your door and giving you direction and saying, well, saying basically you a little recommendation. When they come in there and give you recommendation, it's not just a little light thing. There's the force of government behind this. There's an implied threat there. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
do what I say you should be doing, I can do something to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Okay.
what's going on here. And
So
so
you think
I'm not saying in totality you lacked understanding. I was
oh
basically
no,
talking
no,
about
no, no.
that one issue, that
Right. And I was
one
basing it,
subject.
and
That's
that's
it.
what I was basing my that's what I was basing it off of was that
Yeah.
video and that subject right there. So okay, so pretty much what it comes down to it, if you disagree with what I was saying as far as nothing gonna happen, then how about you let the listening audience them know what you think is gonna happen or what you foresee happening once
Well,
the
what I
leaks get out.
see happening is just long term. We've been dealing with this for several years. Yeah, and COVID really accelerated this, where basically people have come to the point that they do not see their government as a legitimate government. There's a very large section of this population that's already there. There's a poll that Pew does every year. It's called like Trust in Institutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only American institution that has the majority trust of the American people is the U.S. military at this point. They're the only ones. Everything else, rock bottom. So it's kind of that's where the point we've gotten to. And usually, what I liken this to an avalanche. That basically, you've got the whole thing set up. You just don't know what's going to set this off and make it go down, right? And that's kind of what we've been dealing with in the population. Is just this thing is set up. I'm just not sure what exactly is going to set this off.
Yeah, I'm not following that.
Well, to that, the reason why I am very, which I mean, everybody can do this, but reason why I'm so very strong in my convictions when it comes to all this is because, for one, I've been seeing this pattern for a long time before I even got into the political world, and thus far, I have not missed on any of it. And I'm not trying to say I'm some special person like that. All I'm doing, I'm looking at how I see things unfold because I learned a lot from being, I'm just telling, from coming from a huge family of drug kingpin dealers in Chicago and all that. I'm seeing some of these same, I mean, because people think that drugs is deal only with people on the streets. No, they got people in their back pockets from police officers to people in political positions, whatever like that. So what I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, these are the same exact games that are being played. So that's why I'm saying that I guarantee you, which I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But again, when all this stuff that Elon Musk releases out to the public, it's going to be more of it's going to be people are going to be, oh my God. But you will still have individuals that will not believe it because Donald Trump was able to say something in the most layman terms that you can say. He literally said no violence. And all of a sudden, everything got twisted around to where it said Donald Trump incited violence. And you have a plethora of Americans that agree that Donald Trump incited violence. So the reason why I'm saying is because if people are already that far gone in the mind, already to where they can get them to look at a freaking horse and get told that horse is a chicken, then I guarantee you there's going to be some people that's going to still look at this whole situation and still say no, because Elon Musk got some QAnon workers in there and they all turned the fouls around. What Elon Musk released was completely fake, because the people that Elon Musk got to come work for Twitter, they're all part of the QAnon organization, and it's going to be something that's going to happen just like that. So
well,
that's
the
why
media is already spinning it. You hear them say nothing burger all the time. That's the thing, nothing burger. It's a nothing burger, and yeah, they all use the same language over and over and over.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's almost like there's some kind of.
For so long.
When it comes down to it, though, I can just say with the conclusion of what happens with, I'm just saying, so we can just move on from this point. I think when it comes down to it, we just got a differences of opinion on what we feel is going to happen once all this stuff is leaked out. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and let I seen Andrew was in here first. He's been listening for some time. I'm gonna go ahead and let them jump in and say his piece on this. Andrew, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Ty?
Always good, bro. Good to have you on here, man. What you want to add to this? What's on your mind?
Honestly, it's a great pleasure, and the question that I have is actually completely irrelevant to this because of the fact that everybody's opinion is valid. Because of the fact that it's just an opinion. It's just how people feel.
Right.
People shouldn't be offended for that kind of thing. What they need to be offended by is being wrong when it comes to moral obligation. And in my opinion, I'm Christian, so that's what God said. So when it comes down to it, what God says rules in my life, and that's exactly how it goes. The question that I had for you, Ty, was actually, how do you feel about the fact that the Biden administration is working on making it illegal for union workers to strike?
Right. I just heard about that. See, again, to me, when I see things like that, when they're doing that, is literally taking away the rights of people. They are taking away.
Which opinion? Opinion is there.
Yeah,
with our rights.
There, taking it away. To me, it's almost the same exact way that they're trying to do when it comes down to like the guns and everything. It's the same. I mean, even though it's a whole different avenue or a variable of what the focus is, but when it all comes down to it, they're using almost the same exact tactics to take away you guys from striking anything like that, because you guys all know that when y'all strike, that power is in y'all hand. I had to do like an ergonomics internship at Caterpillar, and at the time that I was doing that, they got to a point to where they were striking. I didn't know what's going on. I was showing up, and the people's out there, you don't go in there work. I'm like, hey, I'm just interning. Like, what the heck? I'm not even working here, But I learned about striking and all that stuff then. I found out that by the people being able to do that were a part of the union, they actually put the power back on them. Okay, if you guys are not going to allow us to do X, Y, Z, you guys are not about to produce no product. So if y'all not producing a product, you guys are not going to make money. And so guess what? They end up having to bend to the will of you guys, the union workers, or like the people. So
which still boils down to the freedom of opinion, the freedom of speech. And at the same time, we need to be making enough to be able to make the rent and everything too.
Yeah.
We need to make 3 to 4 times what rent is to be able to qualify for it. But they're trying to take that away as well.
Yeah.
But there are so many political issues out there that the politics are trying to get into corporate business entirely too much, where it's kind of like the separation between church and state. There needs to be a level of separation for everything to work.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, this is the not to be really melodramatic, but the textbook definition of fascism is the merger of corporate power in the state. So, I mean, basically in almost every fascist state, one of the first things that goes is organized labor. They basically just take the right to strike away, and it's in favor of corporate power.
And then the right to strike being taken away is the equivalent of slavery at that point.
Are you right? You cash out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I did not know. I mean, I did not know that until earlier. Like right before I was getting ready to come on here and do this, somebody sent me something telling me about that, and I was just like, wow, they're trying to put their hands in that too. It's crazy, but you know what? The sad part about it too, as well, is that again, man, these people that are in these positions, I can say we're letting it happen. Like, I'm serious. Like with this whole thing that's coming out, I mean, man, people were killed, man, not killed. I'm sorry, deleted. People were deleted with this thing, with this that virus being released. I'm not gonna say which one, but people were deleted. And again, I really think, because from what I'm seeing, that no matter what happens, if he's investigated, all that, nothing's gonna happen. Same thing what you said about them trying to and pretty much impede on you guys there. Those people that are over you guys' union, whoever those big heads is, we call them back then they call them the white hats, whatever like that. Those folks are going to be the ones that actually have to be the ones that allow that stuff to happen to you guys as a union. But there shouldn't be no reason why they should be intervening in anything like that whatsoever. The only way they would do it, money's going to talk. If the union allowed them to come in there and do that, because the union got paid off, and now the government want to be in there and run you guys as well.
Yeah, and that's exactly where a corporation is overstepping their boundaries, which is very unfortunate, because really I'm not a union worker. I don't have any employees under me. I actually own the business that I operate, and I'm actually sitting in my work truck right now, which is also my home. I've been living in this truck since March.
Oh man, I'm
Because
sorry
of
to
the
hear that,
fact-
man.
It's rough, but to help people out is well worth it. Because like there was a gentleman who broke down up here. I live right outside of Frisco, Colorado. There was a gentleman who broke down out here. I was unable to fix his vehicle, so what we did is we went down to U-Haul, rented a trailer, and I drove his ass all the way down to Los Angeles to make sure he made it home to his family.
Man,
So
that's awesome, man.
yeah, I may be taking a loss, but at the same time, I'm taking a benefit at the same time, because I feel like a superhero doing it.
Right, you keeping yourself together and everything with all this going on, though, right? Like, I know you say that you're staying out of your truck right now, but your plan is not to be staying in the truck, of course.
Here, let me step out so you can see this video of what I built on the back of my truck here.
Oh shoot! Oh, I see what you're doing now. Okay. I know. Actually, I have quite a few subscribers that follow me on my channel. They do what you do right there. Their thing is called, they say things like I live out of my truck. So I see what you're doing there. But if this
I
is
don't
your
care
way,
that I live out of my truck. I help people in the process at the same time. I make sure they make it down the road, because I can keep my stuff going. I can make sure they can keep their stuff going too for a much lower price than most mechanics up here, which makes it really, really, really hard in the industry for me.
man, you got the opportunity to also stack some paper too, man. You ain't paying no rent or nothing. You got the opportunity to stack a ton of money right now, man. So no, man, that's awesome, dude. What you're doing that.
I really appreciate you saying that, Ty.
No, man, I'm serious, man. Like I said, because I know, this is what's weird. I know we like, what are we talking about right now? But anyway, my wife loves watching this freaking thing on Netflix or whatever, something called My Tiny House. And she keeps on ranting and raving. When the boys get out the house and when they have kids, we can just let them have our house. And you can get a tiny house and we can. She really, I promise. Shh. Don't even. And
I really hope that if that time comes, that you call me to build it, because I would gladly go wherever it needs to go. Because my home is on the back of my truck. I could go anywhere. So,
yeah, that's what she wants. She said ultimately she wants to live out of a tiny house and all this. And I was like, babe, she just been watching this stuff faithfully and like what they call it, binge watching. But no, man, I'm serious. A lot of people might look at that situation and say, oh man, that's terrible. He has to stay out of his truck. It's like, no, because a lot of people I know is doing exactly that. They just kind of using that to build themselves back up, build their credit, build up their wealth a little bit, man. And I think that's an awesome way to go, especially if you know how to do that and survive.
Yeah, and at the same time, basically, I'm saving almost $2,000 a month worth of rent on top of renter's insurance, on top of the electric bill. Everything is included in the truck. The truck powers itself.
So you talking? You said $2,000 a month on rent. So you already got $24,000 right there.
I save about $4,000 a month by living in my truck.
Dude, that's what's up, man. You saving that much money a month, man. Boy, yeah, that'd be a hard. That'd be a hard habit to break once you suck all that money.
It makes me feel better because, like, when I got back from Los Angeles, I had 1 mile left in my tank. So I got them home. I broke even. I'm happy with it.
Wow. That's what's up, man. That's awesome, bro. Man, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. Seriously, hats off to you, man. I say that about a lot of people that have to, because I know also in Florida, there's like what you're doing. Where I lived at in Panama City, there's like a community of people that got trucks like yours, and then they got I don't know what you even call them, camper. somebody just got their truck and they got a camper, then somebody had like a little, it's not an RV, but it's like a small version of it. And that's that in Florida, Panama City Beach, that's their life all year round. So I mean, I guess what I say, I look at it, some people might look at it and go, oh man, no, this is, I'm like, no, that's a legit community and lifestyle of people in Panama City that does that.
It stays nice and warm down there, though.
Yeah, you gotta, touche. Yeah, man.
But yeah, if you have pen and paper, go ahead and write down The Wandering Repairman. That's my YouTube channel. Yeah, The Wandering Repairman.
Matter of fact, everybody, I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna do this right now in here too. It's The Wandering Repairman. And I have my first video up of the camper build so far, and I really want to continue my channel to show, well, like say for example, I changed a radiator hose closer to Denver, and I was at a little truck stop, changed out the radiator hose, and after he came back out from paying me, he's like, "Hey, there's a lady over there crying in her car, and her hood's open. Would you go check on her for me?" And I pulled around. I had all the strobes lit up on my truck and everything. And I pulled up alongside her, rolled down my window. She looked at me. Initially, she gave me a really, really dirty look, like, "What the hell are you looking at?" And then she looked down at the door and saw the Wandering Repairman, and she started crying so much harder. She was so happy to see me. Really? Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm getting ready to try to do a share screen thing right here because I'm going to take people over to your I'm getting ready to try to take us over to your page. That way, let me see if I can do it this way. Where y'all go? Where everybody go? Boom, bam. There we go. Okay. So folks that are watching here real quick, I'm getting ready to go over to Andrew Kaufman's channel called The Wandering Repairman. Here it is right here. You know, you see this little emblem right here? That's him right there.
Fluorescent yellow hoodie.
And this is his channel right here. So I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Show some support over there. Yeah, go over there and subscribe to his channel. Show some support over there. And now that you might have some people coming over here and jumping on your channel, matter of fact, I'm gonna put your little deal right here. Okay, folks. So here we go right here. I'm gonna put this in the chat right here.
Could you go ahead and click on the video, go to the comments, because I also have a link there for my GoFundMe page for the startup. So in the comments itself, not the description, but I have a link in the comments for the GoFundMe to help me out with the startup. I'm trying to raise $60,000 to get insured, registered, and basically make sure that everybody makes it home that comes up here. If anybody comes within the state of Colorado, I'm legal to work within the state of Colorado.
And there you go. Folks can see this right now. It's showing up on the stream right now, so they all can see that. Now, with that being said, and that's your video. I just put your link to your channel.
Thank you so much, Ty.
In there, and folks go over there and subscribe to his channel. Now, the thing that's going to happen, I'm just telling you from one creator to another. Now, what's going to happen is that you got to put yourself in the position now that you got to give them something to go over there and watch now. I mean, I'm trying seriously.
Oh, I'll be uploading a video either tomorrow or the day after, and it's more the completion of my camper. I have the insulation, metal roofing. I'm moving the camper along, trying to get the work going for the mobile mechanic business, and I'm actually trying to get video of the mobile mechanic end of it to see the reaction of people that I pull up on, because they don't normally call me. I just show up. If I see them on the side of the road, I pull over and light up my strobes and let them know it's safe. Nice.
Because now with that being said, you know, once like the people that are watching right now, if some of them went over there to subscribe to the channel, you know, you put out content to keep them kind of engaged in what you're doing. Now, even if something that you might think is just dumb, you can just let them know, hey, yeah, so this is me living in my such and such. This is day 3. This is my setup. This is what I intend to do. Just let them know. It might seem real stupid, but just let them know the different things that you actually dream of doing with it. That way they can come along with their journey, because I mean, we don't know how long it's going to take, but it does not matter, because you're going to have people that's going to be following you along with their journey, because people are really interested in other people's lives like that. I mean, so yeah, but you have to make sure that you stay on the grind. So, I mean, I know you got a job and everything, but again, anything. It can just be the simplest of things that you do not think about. Hey guys, so here's the inside of it right here. Hey, today I'm getting ready to eat some such and such today while I'm chilling camper, and I was thinking about X, Y.
Or like the fact that I skipped on the drywall and put canvas up instead of drywall.
Right.
Save some weight. It's fabric.
Right. But I mean, show that, man.
I really get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I see Antonia is still on here. What'd she say about it?
Yeah, Antonia.
I'm sorry.
I'm requesting your opinion.
I'm not sure I'm informed enough on it to have an opinion.
Just
about the fact that I'm trying to do good for everybody else, make sure they get home. I have a mobile mechanic business.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and I hope it works out well. Yeah. It just I know that's a mobile mechanic is definitely not one of the easiest things to run. So,
Antonia, do you have a channel yourself, sis?
No, I've never gotten around to it.
Yeah, some people on here, some of the people in the stream are asking because they said you should do one.
And if you do, please send me a link so I can join too, because I would gladly do that for you.
You ever thought about doing one, Antonia?
8,000 hours
off and
of
on. I
YouTube?
just yeah, I'm gonna be honest with the political stuff. It's basically a bunch of partisan people going at each other, and it's kind of more.
Well,
yeah, but we're bonding a fellowship.
Well, I can tell you something that's happened just in the past months. I've been invited to go into different people's panels, and when I go into their panels, I'll have some of my subscribers go over there and join the panels as well. And this is what happens if, like, say for example, if I'm doing these live discussions like I'm doing right now, if you and Andrew become regulars, then people are gonna, I'm just telling y'all the truth, there's an audience for everybody. People gravitate towards different personalities. You know what I mean? So if they see you guys on here a lot, these people, it's not your fault. But what will happen, people will actually begin to gravitate towards you and form like some sort of bond. They'll begin to ask y'all questions in the chat, and all of a sudden you might end up forming a relationship outside of here, all because you came to this channel and they saw you guys up here. And what that does, they want you to possibly open up your own channel. That way they can have some shape, form, or fashion of communication with you. So like, say for instance, you, Antonia, there's people from all over the nation listening right now. And Andrew, there's people from all over the nation, even over the world, just chiming in right now. And so what they like you to do a lot of times is if you get a channel, they'll know at least they can communicate with you by sending you a message that way. Because I tell people, look, I just be honest, don't give out your phone. I know you don't give out your phone numbers or none of that. Let people contact you through your messages through, YouTube or something like that. I'm just saying it to be safe with it, because I've been doing this for about 5 years and I can't even count on two hands how many people that are my subscribers that actually have my contact information. Like one hand. And so I'm saying it because, again, by you guys coming on here, if you guys continue to come, if I have an open panel, y'all continue to come on here, show your faces, give y'all opinions, because a lot of people like opposing opinions. Like Antonia, people like opposing opinions. They like to hear somebody else's perspective besides mine. And so that'll make them just want to jump on your channel. And that way, when you do come on here, if I have an open discussion and you guys jump on here, people just gonna look forward to seeing what they call like the regulars. So.
And I really appreciate you putting me on the spot with asking for an opposing question. I'm sorry about that.
No problem, man. That's what it's all about, man. That's what makes us.
I was stuttering on my words.
Oh, dude, boy, if you watch my channel, long enough,
channel all the time. Boy.
I'm about to say, you see how many times I was stuttered and then going. I mess up all the time, and I make fun of myself.
I have to say, I really enjoy watching your videos, and I have for a very long time now. I've been a long time subscriber of you.
Oh, sweet,
This is the first time I've ever seen an opportunity to be able to get on to one of your streams.
Oh man, nice. Hopefully there'll be a whole lot more of those to come, man, because I'm a very open person. As you can see, I'm very open, very laid back, very cool. And I don't shun anybody down who wants to get on here and possibly speak their piece.
You're as honest as you know you are.
Yep. That's all I can do.
That's as honest as we all can be.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I just say, yeah, keep it going, man. Keep it up, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Something's gonna come up.
Definitely. And like I said, check on my channel like tomorrow, maybe the day after. I have the roofing and installation almost done in it, and I'm actually working on the interior of my camper. That's why
Nice.
I was mentioning the canvas walls and saving weight. It'll add a little extra insulation that metal can't do.
Yeah, see, right,
And
look, literally what you just did right there. What you just got done saying to me, you could literally take what you just said to me, record it in your phone, and upload it to your channel. So that way people will say, oh, Andrew is planning on doing this. And then when you do release that video, they can be looking forward to it. See what I'm saying? So I'll be able to
yeah,
coach.
but
Matter of
flying
fact,
by the seat of my pants, I don't really know very well.
oh yeah, I got you. But yeah, I'll be able to coach you along the way and doing stuff like that as well too. You know, if you pop in here and have some in my emails in my in the about section. I don't know if you know what my email is. If not, I'll put it in. I'll put
Well,
it in the.
you'll know my email when I send you one
Okay, good deal.
because it's my name, so
Okay,
it's very easy to remember.
nice. That way I can give you some
Yeah.
ideas.
And what do you think about where this presidency is about to go at this point? Where do you think it's going to end up after Biden's done? Is my
Oh
question.
man,
Because
I
he is
honestly,
tearing it up in a bad way.
man, I right now at this point in time, I do not know, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna do a video on this a little later on. I promise y'all, and folks probably about to get pissed, dude. If DeSantis,
It's all about the opinion. I want to hear it.
if DeSantis throws that in the presidential race, I think I'll be jumping on board with him. I'm not gonna lie.
I would like to be the leader of security for him, just to make sure he is safe all the time.
I do like Donald Trump. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that Donald Trump has left such a bad taste in so many people's mouths. I'm not just talking about Democrats. I'm talking about Republicans. I'm talking about he left such a bad taste on so many different ends, man, that I think that, I mean, honestly, like if I was to do anything in the political world, I love Donald Trump, but I would not want to have Donald Trump endorse me. I just wouldn't. I'm like, I'm going to do this based off of Ty Smith and other things, but I would not want him to endorse me because I just think he just got too many bad seeds on both sides that don't like him. And I'm like, no, I'd rather be part of the game that everybody likes me on this side versus, oh, well, he with a Trump. Oh, nuh-uh. But
yeah,
I don't think Biden. I don't think that Biden is going to run again. I really don't think he's going to run.
Well, he's
again.
already said he's going to run.
I know he said it, but I mean,
well, no, they've rearranged the primary calendar. South Carolina is going first because basically, if he wins that, he's insurmountable. And Clyburn is the reliable guy that he can get everybody to go vote for Biden. And he saved his butt the last go around, and that's basically what this is about. They've rearranged the primary calendar so that if he does run again and somebody does try to challenge, they're not going to be able to win.
Really?
I don't even know why they're doing that.
I can't see that happen because so many Democrats are not even backing him right now. So I just kind of,
they have nobody who can really run. I mean, who are they going to put up? Newsom? No one likes Newsom.
I don't think there's anybody who's stupid enough for them to run for them. Because
there's really nobody.
Because of what they want out of the election, I highly doubt that anybody's going to be dumb enough to run for them at that point.
Wow.
Well, what we're really waiting on, I'm going to be honest, what's going to really play out, what's going to happen here is what the economy does, because it's really teetering. And I mean, by definition, we're already in recession.
Yeah, I'm about to say teetering.
Well, no, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse because I expect inflation's going to go up.
Man, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think that's going to be a huge part of what's
you
want to
know the greatest thing about inflation and the government taking over all the profits of the imports and everything? I pay $2 a gallon for my fuel because Americans make it. It's made out of corn.
Oh, you got that E85, huh?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah, I know. I'm in Illinois. I know all about that E85. Them run off the corn. Let me do something real quick here. Mr. John Wah is in here. I haven't heard from him in a while. He was popping in and out. Mr. John Wah, can you hear us, sir?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Can't speak very well.
No. Go ahead and speak your truth, sir.
We would love to.
Apparently, my mic don't work.
It does. I can hear you.
Oh
no, we can't.
You got me in the wrong spot. I'm not in the conversation.
No. Oh, I caught you off guard, huh? So
I should say that I'm with you with Donald Trump. He's gonna drag whoever's voting for him down. He's going to start 30% back.
That's what you think?
I'm sorry?
I said, oh, so that's what you think?
Yeah.
Now, do you think I think what Andrew Coffin, what you asked, you said, what do you think, what do I foresee with this current administration? What was the question?
Yeah, where do you see it ending after Biden is finished?
What do you think, John?
Oh my God! Right now it's such turmoil. You can only speculate, but it's not going to be good for Democrats. But they've been there before.
I mean, look, I'm not about to throw no crazy stuff out there, but I'm just saying a trend seems to be, whether you campaign or not, there's still some way that you can win. So
don't think it can't happen.
I'm just saying, we had somebody that in Arizona that did the same playbook as Biden, and they seem to be winning. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that I didn't say it.
Well, I mean, it's legal. That's what it is now. They changed the law so they can do that. Now, a lot of people don't know in California, the Republicans are basically playing the same game, and they've been able to pick up seats in Southern California, basically by doing the ballot harvesting. They do it. They put it in churches and other places and things like that, where their voters are more likely to go, and that's how they've been able to pick up seats. They've also been able to pick up seats in New York that way. So, I know, what was his name? Scott Pressler. He's a big activist with for the Republican Party, and he said, "Look, this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do it nationwide."
I'll just do this. You can keep going. I just show people, and I just appreciate them sending in their Cash App.
Oh, okay.
Myra,
but yeah, that's what I expect. It's just we're well past the days where campaigning really makes the difference. It's who goes out and is able to collect the most votes. Put it that way.
Right. And what you just mentioned, though, is something that I said a while ago. I told people, I said, man, whatever the Democrats them are doing to get all this stuff flying in there, I was like, Republicans, y'all need to start doing that same exact thing, because apparently the strategies that they've been using is not working. The whole show up and vote early, apparently that seems not to be working too good, is what I'm seeing, because apparently, because we all saw what happened with the red wave that came, the red, I don't know what you want to, the red ripple, I guess.
Well, that was a dual combo. And, a lot of people are making about Trump when, if you look at the numbers, most of the people Trump backed won. Yeah. When 2018, when they thought they were going to lose for sure, the only reason they hung on was because Trump was out there stopping for them. But the thing is, there's two things going on. You've got within the Republican Party, you've got people like McConnell, who he wasn't giving them any money. I mean, the man spent like almost $10 million on a race in Alaska that they couldn't even lose. It was two Republicans going at it. Right. But he wasn't giving money to anybody else.
Well, yeah, and then I gotta say too, though, with like I said, with Trump, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I got to actually sit down and have a conversation with him for like 45 minutes when we got invited to the White House. And one thing I can say, Trump reminds me of somebody, I'm not going to say his name. Trump reminds me of somebody that was a huge father figure and a great mentor to me. I mean, he was. And what I'm saying that for is this. I'm not saying Trump reminded me as in Trump is like a father figure, nothing like that. What I'm saying is that one thing that this person who was like a father figure to me did, and what Trump did, is they seem to absolutely 100% pick some people, and they seem to just have bad character judgment. Like, I'm like, how did you not research this person and look this person up? How did you not? I guess what it is, they're too trusting in people. Like, anybody that ends up joining my squad or my team, that anything that I do, I'm going to know everything about them before I say yes to them. I'm going to know who they are, who are they paying? And like I said, it's so weird when I say this, because people get like, dude, wow. Because on the streets, in my family, them that did a lot of stuff in the drug world, anybody that came into the business of selling drugs, my family them knew who they were, who their brothers and sisters were, who their cousins were, who their mother and father were, who their mother and father's them. They knew everything about them when they came and wanted to sell some drugs, because I hate to say it this way, because just in case that individual want to try to flip the script, there's a lot of collateral that you got to sit there and consider should you want to run your mouth. So that's some of the things I tell people. That's some of the business aspect of it that I took from the streets, is that if anybody's going to join my squad, before I say, okay, who do I want on my team? Who do I want to be my medical advisor? Dr. Who? Anthony? Let's look up some stuff on him. I want to see get some videos on this guy. Let me see if there's anything that just is really inconsistent or something that doesn't add up. Give me all the stuff I want, and I want to watch it myself. No, I don't want you to come and advise me on what I should do. I want you to just give me the facts and the information, and I'll take some time out to watch it myself, and I'll make a decision. Because
I do think a lot of that was his own inexperience with politics. He didn't know about this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
And he would leave things up to certain people. And the other thing, like I said, that's why I said he's not. There is a concept, we call it the uniparty, because when you talk about the Republicans and Democrats, there's certain issues they both agree on. And, like I've always said, you can count on both the Republicans and Democrats to pick out which country to bomb and bail out rich people. That's what you count on both of them for.
Yeah, and I mean, he did good this particular term, though. I mean, Trump backed a lot of people that Donald Trump backed.
Yeah,
they won. But all I'm saying is that a lot of I'm just talking about, when I say me, I'm talking about me as a black individual. I'm like, no, because the thing is, I have a lot of people based off my thinking and my logic and a lot of things that I push out when I go to these speaking events. There are a lot of black people that actually turned from being blue to turning red. Now, I told people, and I say it all the time on the channel, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I tell people that all the time. All I do is go and talk about certain issues that's plaguing us, and I present them with the things that they currently are voting for, and I show them, well, this right here is what's going to benefit y'all the most. So you do that based off of what y'all want to see done in y'all's neighborhood. And in order to do that, they had to vote the color red. So if I was to sit there and do something and say, okay, so Donald Trump is going to endorse me, the fact that a lot of black folks is not on board with Donald Trump, they will instantly, I don't care. We'll continue to live in hell. We'll continue to live in the ran down. I am not voting for no racist Donald Trump, even though they don't even know anything about him. They're just doing it all based off of what they heard other blacks say.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me that he immediately got pegged as racist when you could see all these pictures of him when he was young and, in Hollywood, and they love to name drop him. They love to party with him and all that. But
yeah. Oh yeah. We all knew that.
Weird,
all the rappers, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, they all laughing and having a good time with them and going out and eating with them. And all of a sudden, when he wants to run, he is a racist now, because you know what it is? Donald Trump was taking money from them. Donald Trump showed black people that Donald Trump literally showed black people that there are black leaders among us and organizations among black people that are pimping black people. So of course, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all those world leaders, when it comes to black issues, all called him a racist, and they all jumped on board because he was taking their money from them that they were pimping black people with. So, but again,
I think ultimately what Trump represented was, when I talk about the uniparty, there's an establishment in Washington that has its own concerns, and this goes beyond any partisanship. And if they feel like you're a threat to those concerns that they have, you're out, basically. And I think that's what happened here, is they saw him as a threat to their interests, and they got him out. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it was just hysteria, because looking at it rationally, he wasn't that wildly different in some of the big issues, like especially foreign policy. They always said he was like, he's Russia collusion. I'm like, then why did he sanction Russia so many times and do the one thing that they didn't want us to do, which was sell Ukraine weapons? Like that was like their biggest foreign policy thing. Hey, please don't do that. And he did it.
Right.
But I'm not entirely sure where that hysteria came from, other than that they saw him as some kind of threat. Mostly because he was completely from outside their system, right?
He wasn't he wasn't a politician.
And that's why I said that basically what you've got in the US is you've got two sides that are deadlocked with each other. Neither can overcome the other.
Right.
So what happens is it opens up basically where this third force can come and usurp it. And this has happened, like I said, that's why I went back to Caesar, because if you look at Rome, this happened where both sides, neither of them could overcome the other in the Senate. And Caesar comes up, he does his thing in Gaul, comes back, he's intensely popular, and he can usurp all of them. Because basically neither of them has any legitimacy with the public anymore. And he's the one that has it. So it's kind of waiting to see who is going to claim that title. I don't think it's going to be Trump. I do agree with you that I think his time is over.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's anybody. I don't think it's DeSantis. I don't think it's anybody we know of as of yet. See, like, the Democrats are all freaked out about Trump, and I tell them, I said, look, the problem here is that your politics have completely collapsed. Nobody trusts you. They don't trust the Republicans. They don't trust any of this.
Yeah, we're not trusting nobody right now.
Yeah, so you're going to get to a point where a serious political crisis develops, and nobody can claim legitimacy anymore. So what happens after that? And if you actually, there's a book, and it kind of hints at what I think is going to end up happening. And this is my crazy conspiracy, allegedly. Bob Woodward Acosta, they wrote that book, Peril. If you read the opening chapter, and it's Milley it's Milley going on and on about, if Trump does this, you come get me. You run it by me first. That's illegal. Really? He is not the president. Don't nobody need to run any orders by him. Okay. So I'm just sitting there watching this. I'm like, and it's almost like in the first chapter, you see Pelosi call him, and it's almost like they're crying out for the military to come save them. That's almost what I'm reading here. And I read a lot of that in the opening, in the days after 1/6, where you said, what is the military going to do? Are they going to save us? And I'm like, do you know what you're asking for here? That's not good. They don't ask for that, because you don't know what you're going to get.
Right. What he did thus far, though, is pretty much historical. And I always tell people, the way I look at it right now, honestly, if it wasn't for Donald Trump literally saying things like fake news and all this stuff like that, I think that right there was a legitimate way of him just shining light on the creatures that he said. He said he was going to drain the swamp. And I tell people he literally did that. But the problem that we have right now is that now that we see the creatures in the swamp, what are we going to do about it? We are literally seeing the stuff before our face. That's why I said that's why I was saying, like, how this stuff that we're seeing being revealed, even with Elon Musk releasing the leaks, he's going to release the COVID stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, we know the fact that we already, like, I'm not going to say I'll just say me for myself, because I really study stuff in depth. And I'm like, okay, once we do know, I mean, I was screaming. I did this video yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched it, when I was showing the stuff that us medical professionals got for COVID-19 back in 2019. I'm sitting here showing this stuff and spreading this stuff. I know this stuff. And that's why I'm saying anybody that's in the medical field that had to go through any type of therapist, physical therapist assistant, a nurse practitioner, doctors, PAs, the fact that we know the fundamentals and ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of virology and cytology. And I'm like, guys, y'all know this cannot be exactly, this is not nothing that's found out there naturally in nature. The way that the protein structure is made up in 20, y'all know this is not. And yet at the same time, because money talked, I was like, wow. I mean, it just blew my mind that I literally found out a lot of my colleagues cared more about the money that we were getting versus caring about the patients that we were supposed to treat. And that's when I was just like, y'all, this is crazy. And you call yourself a doctor, you call yourself a physician assistant, you call yourself a physical therapist. I was just blown. But the check we get, though, if we do, I couldn't believe it. It was about money, not about people at all. Not about people at all. People got used as pawns for this money.
Fundamentally, I think the problem is it's a slow process of just undercutting trust in a lot of these institutions, where people just don't trust any of it anymore. And I don't think a lot of these places have thought long term, because like CNN, they're damn near broke.
Yep.
They've had to lay off so many people, and I don't know how much longer they're going to survive. But in terms of the COVID thing, what I think really happened, I'm going to say this: it is easy to get people scared, and once they are in that mindset, it overruns all rational thought. It's easy to get people emotionally primed, and then all of a sudden it's easy, they're just going to do what you want them to do. Like, classic example of this, first Gulf War, there was this famous Senate hearing in which this girl comes up, and she had a lot of people that they didn't name the girl and said, oh, if we name her, she could be subject to reprisals. Really convenient, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the famous incubator baby thing, where they said that they took the babies from incubators and put them on the floor and left them to die.
Wow.
Now, years and years later, it came out that this girl was actually the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador, right? No conflict of interest there, right? The second thing, I was watching it, and the guy, he just kind of responds. He goes, at the most of the people in the Senate were so overwhelmed by how emotional her testimony was and the things she was saying that they didn't really question it at the time. And this guy, he just retorts after watching the thing. He says, well, why didn't you pick the babies up off the floor? He's like, well, what you want me to tell me there was no adults who could pick up these children off the floor?
Right.
And basically he was making the point that this was all a made up story to drum up support for a war.
Yeah, because emotion always overcomes knowledge.
Exactly. And nobody was thinking rationally at the time, like, hold up, look, let me just back out of this and ask her some questions. Yeah. And we see this happen over and over again. The WMDs, the this, the that. It's easy to get people frightened, and then just all good sense goes out the window, and they just put up with all sorts of stuff. But I think the problem is, like, I'm 40, okay. Most people my age are not watching any of that legacy media. They don't consume any of it.
Yeah, like so you can't name the Kardashians, where every other Z generation can actually name every single one of them.
Who? I'm like
Kardashians.
I've only seen like two of them.
It sounds like a food you eat. Like I'm having a bite of Kardashian. Like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, what I am stating is the past few days I've been watching a lot of the Z generation interviews, like in New York City and whatever. They're asking, okay, can you name a continent? They can't name a continent. They can't name a country. And at that point, okay, so who are the Kardashians? They can name them left and right. And it's embarrassing for Americans to show that level of stupidity on YouTube. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can name all the continents. I can name almost every country in the world. I can name every state and every capital city.
Even to the extent to where they asked them one time, they said, "What country is Montana in?" And they were like,
or what's the capital of Detroit? Was one of my favorites. Exactly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They had to think about it, where it's like Detroit is the capital.
Right.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that is definitely, I think, over time.
It's a lack of teaching, where teaching needs to be made. There needs
to be more parenting. Over time,
there needs to be better teaching.
Over time, I would definitely say over time things have gotten really bad in terms of education. When I was young, my father was in the Army, right? And I can remember at DOD school, we had middle school started, we had 1 whole year of Greek history, and we had to learn all about Greek politics and philosophy and all this stuff. And then you had a whole year of Romans, and you had to learn all that. And it's just, this heavy stuff that you had to learn. And then when I actually got to civilian school, it was like, here, I'm like,
I could tell so much about Greek mythology where most people can't tell anything about American history.
Yep.
So yeah, I understand completely exactly what you're talking about there.
There won't even be no such thing as really history in schools no more. It's just gonna be things about they trying to implement all the CRT bull crap and indoctrinating the kids on making them focus on their color, or making them focus on they don't know what their sexuality is and all that, or knowing the pronouns and all that nonsense. That's what they're doing right now. And then like teaching them about butt plugs and dildos while they're in the
it's called the new model is called what is it? The new model is called social emotional learning.
Should be called social grooming.
Yeah.
Can I name this course American mythology?
I do think there's definitely a problem. Yeah, and I tell people, I said, I had to, I used to be in the Democratic Party. I left because it's so openly. I tell them, say, the thing that really got me was the Hunter Biden thing. When I saw that, I was like, dude, so basically you lied to everybody and then you gaslit them. Like literally, it's like a national gaslighting campaign. That what you saw, you did not see. What
Yeah.
happened did not happen.
So
That's what I was saying. Like, how's it possible that you can sit there and have a freaking man? I mean, I can sit there and tell somebody that this is not a mug, that it is a pony. Like, it's a pony.
It's a cup with a handle, not a mug.
I mean, my God. Well, it's because you might think it's a mug tie, but in my mind, it's a pony. Dude, are you serious? I mean, some people are like that. They really sit there and say, well, who's to say that it's a mug? Maybe it's only mug because there's a westernized terminology that they use. But oh my God. I just,
well,
okay,
it's definitely, it's what they call it. There's a whole school of philosophy that this comes from. It's postmodernism. And basically they believe that the whole world it's in narrative, right? Whereas, back in the day, the truth was something you had to submit yourself to, right? If it was true, it was true. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah, we had to do our research, and we'd get into a lot of punishment if we didn't do the research and were proven false.
Yeah, and well, now it's just everything's in service of a narrative. You have to find an ideology, whatever your ideology is, everything is in service to it. And of course, this is like a lot of people don't realize that that's how. When the USSR was at the end, that's how it was. Literally, you were not picked on how good you were at your job. You were picked on how well you adhered to the ideology.
Right.
And that's where we are at. That basically people are picked based on, basically, how many check boxes they got.
And get a job as a programmer. I'm only a mechanic. I don't know anything about technology, but I could easily go to Microsoft and be a programmer.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you check enough boxes, you know the right people and you have the right ideology.
If you just go in there and just say you're non-binary and all that, you might just get the job anyway. Just say you're non-binary and you're gonna get the job. But even just think about this. I tell people just isn't it amazing that they ask you if you are pro-life or then they say pro-choice? It's like, no, the opposite of life is death. You pro-life or you pro-death. See, they don't want to. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to throw those words in there like that because it'll change up the whole concept. They say, "Oh, are you pro-life or pro-choice?" What do you mean choice? I mean, so the opposite of life is choice. The opposite of life is choice. Okay.
No, the key word there is choice. Take the life out of it. It's all about the choice. People need to be able to make their own choices in life. They need to be able to move forward as they feel fit to be able to do the best for their family.
And I don't hate on anybody that have those things done if it's a reason, but man, and when you can get to somebody to say, like right now, the whole world, well, not the whole world, a lot of people in America is convinced of the "my body, my choice." I can't believe that "my body is my choice" is a slogan used for abortion. I get if women are saying like, no man should be just like, because back there was a time where men would grab a woman's butt or pat her on the butt or something like that. I can get it. They say "my body, my choice" when it's something like that. Or if they get sexually harassed at work, "my body, my choice." Don't touch me, don't sniff me, don't do none of it. I get that, but "my body, my choice" is a slogan used for deleting the baby. So I'm just that.
Yeah, when it comes to "my body, my choice," I slap my girlfriend on the butt all the time. She enjoys it just because of the fact that I show her the appreciation for it.
No, now you're just a misogynistic, egotistic, bigoted. You can't even make it. Don't say nothing comments about women.
She lets me know that she enjoys it, so I continue doing it so she can enjoy it further.
Well, it's my body, my choice until it comes to getting it's my body, my choice until it comes to getting the the fulfillment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's your body, your choice until it comes to getting the fulfillment. But yeah.
At that point, if she were to tell me no, I would definitely stop just to make her happy.
Right. Somebody said no one should have to die because you had sex. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I think.
Whoa, goodness, is that a disruption?
Yeah, he dropped out.
I think we being hit on. We're being hit on because I got a warning coming up saying that I have some bad connection. Can y'all still hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
They Hold on, I'm gonna check my chat because I think that Antonia just said something, but I couldn't hear her. So I'm thinking it's saying I have a bad connection. Yeah, right. Every other tab up here is here. We didn't ticked off the YouTube gods. We didn't ticked off the LGBTQ community snowflakes. Before y'all get ready to try to shut my channel down, I hurt y'all little feeling. Are y'all butt hurt? Y'all butt hurt. Y'all butt. I'm gonna say my last. Yeah, they getting ready to shut me down. I can tell because I got the circle of death. I can't hear nothing. Antonia, can you hear me? Can you wave your hand if you can hear me? You still can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot hear anything. I can't hear anything on your end at all. If you said something to me, I cannot hear anything at all. Yep, y'all
didn't say anything.
They did this. I see. Y'all see that? I can see Antonia lips moving, but I cannot hear anything. We done made some people mad. Here y'all go. YouTube, go ahead and do it. Go. Take the shot. Take the shot, YouTube. I know that's what y'all getting ready to do because I done pissed off somebody from the alphabet community or something. Oh, we talked about deleting babies. Oh, that's what. Oh, poor. Who hurt them little snow? I know y'all getting ready to shut me down. Who hurt those little snowflake boo-boo, huh? They about to stop talking about that little snowflake boo-boo. Y'all, modern Renaissance man better quit doing that to y'all. Yes, he better stop doing that to a little poor baby up there making them babies feel bad because he talking about them, some alphabet community. I'm so sorry, alphabet community. I'm talking about stuff y'all don't like. Y'all want me to stop. Stop, Ty. Stop talking about us because you hurt our feeling. Ty, stop it. It's not, y'all don't even say stop. Y'all do it with a Z. Zah, stop, Zah, Ty, Zah, you hurting our feelings, Zah. YouTube is gonna get you. YouTube, go ahead and shut me down, and then y'all gonna put me back in the review saying we're checking your video because we're gonna see if you said something offensive to somebody with hate speech, blah 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 blah. Even though y'all promised me y'all weren't gonna do that, but I know y'all doing something because I cannot hear the people that are on my panel right now. They can hear me clear as day, but I cannot hear them, so I don't know what y'all doing it for, but I understand it's because you guys don't want none of your snowflake butt hurt community after to be hurt. Y'all mad because y'all got a bunch of people that work for Twitter that got fired by Elon Musk. They got the same exact feelings as people on YouTube. You hurting their feelings, Ty. Don't talk about that. It hurts your feelings, Ty. Stop.